Well, evening, people. Today we're actually going to be starting talking about the New York Jets in 1968. This team has won the Super Bowl, and their only Super Bowl, and they're still waiting for another one for a long, long time. This was in 1968, which would be around 653 years ago. Yes, 53 years ago. I think that's correct, probably. But that was a long time ago, and now I think it's time to recount the history of this team. Now, ironically, if you look back, and yes, I'm looking back to the teams real quick, so hold on just a minute. Basically, it's been coached. I think it's gonna be popped up somewhere. Man, this is just really unprepared. But basically, this team has forever been one of the greatest teams. Um, and actually, funny enough, John Unitas was playing against them for the Super Bowl for the Baltimore Colts at the time. Even though he would lose this Super Bowl against the New York Jets, it's one of the greatest Super Bowls in history. So, let me introduce you to that team real quick, and I'll give you a little bit of history of the New York Jets at this time. If it pops up, so I think it's going to be a little coming down here. And yes, I got this book from Amazon, so it's very worth it. All right, here we go. Now, this season, their record was 6-6-2. They won 6, they lost 6, and they tied 2. With a total percentage of 500. They were 300 points, 322 points, and their OP was 312. Now their record holders. Well, no, I'm not going to get into the record holders. Now, ironically, this is their only season. Well, not their only season, but it's by Webb Eubank. A lot of people remember him as one of the few coaches that would win a Super Bowl for the New York Jets, and the only one who made a very big impact in New York. Now let's get into the AFC Championship game, which I think is going to pop up here. Yes, here we go. So in the 1968 AFC Championship game, Joe Namath threw 3 touchdowns to pace the New York Jets to a fourth quarter victory over the Oakland Raiders, who were defending AFC Championship in Shea Stadium. The crowd was 627 people. The largest crowd ever to see an AFL championship game. By the way, this is at the time when the AFL NFL time was at the time. And one of the they were connected to a pair of tight end passes and one to Don Maynard and one to Pete Lamons. Darryl Lamaka hit Fred with 7 passes for a record of 190 yards. Now, but yeah, all these, it was a very close game. The score was 27 New York Jets to 23 Oakland. And long story short, let's get to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl game against I think it's in here. I think it is. But it's considered one of the best Super Bowls during the AFL NFL period. Now, basically, if you look at our team statistics of the Super Bowl, the Jets had a lot of total first downs. They were just overall the best in first downs. 21. Jets had 10 first downs rushing, 10 passing. 1 first down penalty. 142 net yards rushing. 29 passes attempted. 17 passes completed. 4 interceptions within those 9 yards. 195 net yards passing. So the rushing was 142 and passing was 195. So close enough. Total net yards was 337. The Colts were very close. 324 with their total net yards. Now the punts in average was 4 punts for 38.8 yards. And then 1 fumble and 1 fumble loss and 5 penalties for 28 yards for the Jets. The Colts, on the other hand, were kind of average. They were 18 first downs, 7 first downs rushing, 9 in passing. It's very close of how both teams were really good with first downs. Now, the Colts had a couple of penalties for first downs, 2 first down penalties. The rushing game was so close. Jets and Colts were off by 1. Well, the Jets were off by 1 yard. 142 for the Jets, 143 for the Colts. 41 passes attempted. Both teams tied with 17 passes completed. The Colts had 0 interceptions and was 0 yards. 181 net yards passing, 324 total net yards, 3 punts with an average of 44.3 yards. Well, and also this team also had 1 fumble and 1 fumble loss, and this 3 penalties and 23 yards. The score was 16-7. New York beat the Baltimore Colts. Now, what's amazing is that in New York, their best player for rushing was Snell, who had 30 for 21, 1 touchdown, 10 for 19. Mathis was for 3 for 2. Baltimore's was Matty, was 11 for 116. Hill for 929, 1 touchdown. And Giant United 1 for 0. Morale is 2 for -2. Now, let's go to the passing game, because this is getting really interesting. Joe Namath, 17 of 28 for 206 yards. Parrell was 0 of 1. Now, for Baltimore's morale, 6 of 17 for 71. 3 interceptions passed it. Johnny Unitas was only 1 interception passed it, but 11 of 24 for 110 yards. And this was considered one of the best games in New York Jets history to win. One of the best teams for the New York Jets history, and the only trophy they had in team history. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to be doing a little bit more of these as time goes by, but like I said, our next project will have to be the Hatfield-McCoy rivalry. That one's going to be a fun one, which will probably be by that would have to be by early June. Here's why: because I need to relax a little bit, but who knows, I may get it out early. But the source I have from this book, I'll give you the little source of this from the video. It's an old book, the NFL's official Encyclopedia History of Professional Football, which was during the year of in the 70s. This was their oldest book to date. If I can look back, if I can source it, it is by. Man, this is taking a while to look back to this. Yes, it's been the Library of Congress. It's registered by the Library of Congress. If I can find the date, I don't think there is, isn't it? No, it's on. Let's see. It says here it's first printed in 1973. There you go, 1973. This book was very old, so I had to cite a little bit of it. One of the best books, and I will probably add some sources with it, add some citations with it. Actually, extra sources, who knows? But yes, this was one of the best resources I have to use involving football history with the NFL during the 1960s, during the AFL-NFL merger period. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope this clip was really good. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I will do more of this content with my brand new channel. Who knows, I'll probably do more of this in the near future. See ya.